The National Referral Mechanism. Have you identified someone who could be a victim of modern slavery? Think NRM. What is NRM? The National Referral Mechanism, NRM, is the UK's mechanism to identify, assess and support potential victims of modern slavery. This is independent of any criminal investigation. The NRM can only be completed by a registered first responder. This includes the police and local authorities. Question: how old are they? If they're less than 18 years old, they will be classed as a child, and that affects how they will be dealt with. If they are a child, an NRM must be completed for all children that are suspected to be a victim of trafficking, whether they make a disclosure or not. This includes when they are believed to be exploited through criminality such as county lines. They'll be supported by the local authority. If the potential victim was trafficked as a child and is now an adult, they should be treated as an adult and consent is needed. Adults must give their consent in relation to the NRM. This is why it's important we understand what it involves so the individual can make informed decisions. There are two distinct paths to the NRM process. The first is consenting to the passing of personal information and details. The second is consenting to outreach support, including accommodation. An adult must consent to both parts to be referred into the NRM. If an adult victim declines the consent, we still need to complete a duty to notify. This is to help the government and local police forces build a better picture of modern slavery. Any DTN and NRMs completed will go to the local police force. The NRM is managed by the Single Competent Authority, SCA, at the Home Office. There are two stages to the NRM. Stage 1. This refers to the initial reasonable grounds decision. This is where the SCA review the initial referral to see if there is information available that suggests the individual is a potential victim. This has two outcomes: positive RG or negative RG. Remember, the SCA make the RG decision on reasonable grounds to believe they are a potential victim. Negative RGs can be appealed if you truly believe the individual is a victim. Positive RGs means the victim has now been accepted into the NRM and is entitled to a range of support. This includes a recovery and reflection period of minimum 30 days. When submitting a referral, you must include specific evidence to support the referral. Failure to do so may result in the SCA requesting further information or simply making a negative RG. Specific evidence includes, but is not limited to, the following headings: indicators of modern slavery, expert records, travel records, added vulnerability, witness statements, information provided by the first responder, information requested by the first responder but not provided. Is there prosecutorial evidence against the accused exploiter that can be considered? Views of trusted third parties other than the first responder. How the referral came to be made. Timing of claim. Full details can be found by scanning this QR code. Stage 2 is where the SCA review all the information available relating to the victim and their case. If you are working on an investigation with victims in the NRM, it's your responsibility to update the SCA on the investigation progress and any evidence which may help the victim receive a positive decision. Remember, when providing information to the SCA, they should be specially told if the information is sensitive and should not be shared. As an investigator, where an NRM has been submitted by another first responder and you don't believe they are a victim, you should also keep the SCA updated with your investigation. The SCA will then assess the information and evidence to reach a final, conclusive grounds decision. The outcome of this decision can be a positive CG or a negative CG. This is a balance of probabilities threshold. Top tip: consistent and reliable contact with victims can increase their engagement in an investigation. Even if there is no update on the investigation, ring the victim or their caseworker and say there is no update. This helps the potential victim trust the police and feel supported. During Stage 2, the victim will be receiving support from a subcontract provider. These are organisations around the UK who are contracted to provide care and support to help victims recover from their exploitation. The victim will receive a caseworker who will work with them to assess their short and long-term needs. This can include access to safe and secure accommodation, medical support, legal and immigration advice, mental health and well-being support. Top tip: make sure to make contact with their caseworker. Caseworkers build a trusting relationship with the victim and can hold a wealth of information the victim might not feel comfortable disclosing to the police straight away. For any NRM or DTN recorded in England and Wales, a corresponding modern slavery crime must be recorded and investigated. NRM and DTN forms are online and can be found at www.modernslavery.gov.uk/start.